Hello, Rama Rama Pupod. Hope all are in good health, feeling great, wonderful, having a happy and peaceful life. Now let's continue with chapter 6, the yoga which conquers death. Brahma expresses a wish that I shall visit his dwelling. He tells me that he does not actually stay in the house but has erected a roomy hut in the garden at the rear so as to keep his freedom and preserve his independence. Accordingly, and I must confess with some eagerness, I called at the house one afternoon. The building stands in a dusty street which bears a desolate and neglected air. I stand for a moment outside the ancient whitewashed structure and survey its wooden upper story, whose projecting window is so reminiscent of our medieval European houses. I push open the heavy old door which confronts me, an act which sends a rattling echo through the rooms and passages. An old woman whose motherly smile stretches broadly across her face appears almost at once and bows repeatedly before me. She leads me through a long darkened passage until we emerge through a kitchen into the back garden. The first thing I notice in a spreading peepal tree, and then under the protective shade of its branches, an old fashioned well. The woman guides me to a hut on the other side of the well and close enough to it to receive some of the tree's shade. It is lightly built of bamboo posts, thin wooden cross beams, and a thatched grass roof. The dame, whose face is as black as Brahma's, becomes visibly excited and bursts out into a series of trembling Tamil sentences, apparently addressed to the hut. A musical voice answers from within. The door slowly opens, the yogi appears, and then affectionately draws me into his simple hermitage. He omits to close the door. The widow remains in the entrance for the next few minutes, her eyes glued upon me, her face exuding indescribable happiness. I find myself in a plain room. A low cushionless divan stands along the further wall, and a rudely made wooden bench, which is littered with papers, fills a corner. A heavily chest brass water pot hangs by a cord from one of the roof beams. The floor is covered with a large piece of matting. Sit yourself, says Brahma, waving a hand towards the floor. We have no chairs to offer you. I'm sorry. We all squat around the mat. Brahma, myself, and a young student teacher who has attached himself to me and is now acting as interpreter. Within a few minutes, the old widow departs, only to return later with a pot of tea, which is served upon the mat in lieu of a table. She departs again and reappears with biscuits, oranges, and plantain fruits, which are heaped upon brass dishes. Before we begin to take these pleasant refreshments, Brahma produces a garland of yellow marigolds and hangs it around my neck. I am astonished and protest strongly, for I know that this Indian custom is usually reserved for distinguished persons, and I have never classed myself in that sublime category. That's all, folks. Let's continue the next chapter. Thank you. Bye bye. Rama Rama Pupud.